Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump was safe after what the FBI said appeared to be an assassination attempt on Sunday while he was golfing on his course in West Palm Beach, Florida. Law enforcement officials said during an afternoon press conference that the gunman was in some bushes near the property line of the golf course when Secret Service agents who were clearing holes ahead of Trump spotted a rifle barrel in the bushes. Secret Service agents fired shots and the suspect fled in a black Nissan car. A witness managed to take a photo of the car and license plate, law enforcement said. Sheriff's deputies in the neighboring county were able to make an arrest after authorities sent an alert to statewide agencies. A person was in custody, said Palm Beach County Sheriff Rick Bradshaw. Trump was injured in an assassination attempt in Pennsylvania on July 13th, raising questions about protection for candidates just months ahead of the November 5th election. The first shooting of a U.S. president or major party presidential candidate in more than 4 decades was a glaring security lapse that forced Kimberly Cheadle to resign as Secret Service director under bipartisan congressional pressure.
Everything. All right, so when we get done, think about your questions because we're not going to take a lot. We have somebody in custody right now that is a potential suspect. We got a little bit more work to do on it, but as we usually do, as soon as we decide that we're going to book him into the county jail and the charges that he's going to be booked into, we'll get those to you and we'll get a picture of him and we'll get you his background.
Former President Donald Trump is safe and unharmed following a protective incident shortly before 2 p.m. on Sunday at Trump International Golf Club at West Palm Beach. The U.S. Secret Service personnel opened fire on a gunman located near the property line, and this matter is under investigation. It was 1 or 2 holes behind. That because the bubble moves through the golf course, so our agents will get there first, clear it. He noticed that the rifle was pointed out. Our agents engaged. We are not sure right now if the individual was able to take a shot at our agents, but for sure our agents were able to engage with the subject. I don't know that.
Doesn't appear so.
How far away was the president? How far away was Donald Trump when this gentleman was caught and stopped?
Probably between 300 and 500 yards, but with a rifle and a scope like that, that's not a long distance. Well, you got to understand the golf course is surrounded by shrubbery, so when somebody gets into the shrubbery, they're pretty much out of sight. All right, and at this level that he is at right now, he's not the sitting president. If he was, we would have had this entire golf course around it. But because he's not, the security is limited to the areas that the Secret Service deems possible. So I would imagine that the next time he comes to the golf course, there'll probably be a little bit more people around the perimeter. But the Secret Service did exactly what they should have done. They provided exactly what the protection should have been, and their agent did a fantastic job.
Which direction was the shrubbery? Was north, south? I guess east, west, and south is the road?
The layout of the golf course, you've got 3 holes, 5, 6, and 7. All right? One of them runs parallel to Summit Boulevard. One of them runs parallel to Congress. And he was in an area in the shrubbery where he could see both holes. So the president was another hole back, which means he's about between 400 and 500 yards away.
So he was on the golf course?
Oh, he's on the golf course, yeah, but he's back a ways.
Yes, the threat level is high. We have increased the amount of assets that we've supported, so we live in danger times. So yes.
Okay.
The FBI has assumed the role as the lead federal law enforcement agency in the investigation of the incident that occurred earlier today at Trump International Golf Course here in West Palm Beach, Florida. We've deployed a number of resources, including the investigative teams, crisis response team members, bomb technicians, and evidence response team members as well. What we need right now is for the public to avoid the area around the golf course.
prosecutors are currently working up warrants and a motion for pretrial detention for the suspect. In that way, he will be kept in custody. But our filing of these warrants and charges at the state level does not preclude federal charges that could be coming. But in the meantime, it looks like the warrants and the pretrial detention motion will happen first.
the vehicle that the FBI, the Secret Service, and the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office asked all law enforcement to look for. We had the vehicle description and we had a tag number. We mobilized out on the interstate. Two of my marked units picked up the vehicle. We followed it for a bit. We were able to contain it using some of our bigger vehicles that we use for specialized stops. We got the vehicle stopped. Since then, the FBI and the Secret Service have responded to the scene. It does appear that we certainly have the vehicle involved in the incident at Mar-a-Lago, and we have the suspect that they were looking for. And now the FBI and the Secret Service will take over that investigation. We knew that we had a bolo. Be on the lookout for somebody who had opened fire on the President of the United States. I would say there's probably not a more volatile, potentially dangerous situation than that. Our units were completely locked on. We were ready to go. Had the vehicle fled, we would have stopped it. Of course, God forbid, had there been a gunfight, we were ready to engage. Thankfully, because of good tactics, stopping the car, felony stop, getting him out of the vehicle, coming back to us, we were able to stabilize the scene without any further violence. He is currently in custody by the Martin County Sheriff's Office, my agency, but as soon as the FBI Secret Service are ready, we'll transfer his custody over to them. What's very important is this: we took as high a profile felon off the streets as is possible. We did it safely. Nobody else was hurt. And I'm thankful to the men and women of the Martin County Sheriff's Office who put their lives really at significant risk. They had no idea what they were encountering. I mean, think about it. They're stopping a car. The bolo is for a suspect who had just fired at the President of the United States with a tactical rifle. It doesn't not get scarier than that.